Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Bullring presented by HMS Motorsport. I'm Alan Dietz along with Jess Ballard. And Jess, have we got a busy weekend, which means we've got a busy show today.
Yes, but we do say that every week.
We do say that every week, but we actually mean it this week. We're going to hear from Ruggiero today, Haeden Plybon, Derek Griffith, Scott Menlen, Toby, Christie, and here in just a couple of minutes, we're going to hear from Dan Redmond from the Vors Compact Touring Series. And with all that, I think we should go ahead and
look at the highlights. And the highlights are going to be quick this week because we had a couple of nights of racing on for you, Friday and Saturday night from Five Flag Speedway, part of their ARCA Racing Series show this weekend. On Friday night, the Pro Trucks were in action. Grant Thompson took the win there, and then Saturday afternoon, Cody Stickler continues his dominance of the Southern modified scene as he'll take the Mods of Mayhem win. And then, of course, we had the ARCA race that William Sawalich won. We talked to him, tried to get him on the show. He's actually on a plane this afternoon, and Carson Quapples, the winner of the Cars Tour race at Florence. And we won't hear from him on the Cars Tour show tomorrow because we've already heard from him. So we're going to talk to Ronnie Bassett Jr. That's fair.
Yeah, but we'll tell you more about that. Of course, the Cars Tour show tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's Thursday here on Racing America. But not wasting any time, we wasted a little bit of time, is Dan Redmond joining us now from the Vors Compact Touring Series. And Dan, thanks for being here with us today. I guess you're on the pole today since you're our first guest. We don't normally have a guest here in the first segment, but with such a busy weekend, and you guys are part of that, kicking off at Shady Bowl this weekend here on Racing America.
Yeah, thank you, Alan, and thank you, Jess, for having me on. It's great to be back on Racing America. You guys truly are wonderful partners to VCTS and grassroots racing, and we're excited for the 2023 racing season. We had, preseason testing last Sunday afternoon at Anderson Speedway, another one of you and our partner tracks, and we had 15 VCTS teams there on Sunday, and I've got 35 teams on the entry list right now for Shady Bull this weekend, and we're there with CRA, and that's always an amazing show. And we're going to have competition within the competition this year. I've already got 6 drivers and teams registered to run for the Rookie of the Year campaign, and I've got 10 drivers, I believe, registered for the Senior Championship, and 40 plus drivers already registered for the season with VCTS. So it's going to be another great year. We are just blessed to have great partners and great drivers that the fans want to come out and see, and that our drivers put on good shows for them every race.
Did you know that Jess got her big break in racing as a member of a compact crew?
I did. That's how I got into racing, like a lot of people do. And I think,
And where was it?
It was at Columbus Motor Speedway, but then my boyfriend at the time graduated to pure stocks at Shady Bowl. So I know that track very well, but I did get into racing through compacts, and so
I did that on purpose.
I know you did. Love to embarrass me. So they'll always have a special place in my heart, and they remain my favorite series to watch. And I mean, those numbers that you just gave us, Dan, are numbers that honestly late model series would die for.
No, we're very lucky. It's all part of Steve Vors' vision. He talks to our drivers. They always know he's approachable. Our drivers are so good at being invested in this series. We're so great to have great partners, whether it's racetracks like Shady Bull and Anderson and Winchester, or whether it's, partners like you guys or Speedway Illustrated, just a big 6-page layout in the April issue of Speedway Illustrated. So, I mean, life is good for Dan Redmond because I've got the best of the best when it comes to support from Steve and drivers that care about our series and partners like you guys and tracks that make going to the racetracks fun on the weekends.
What do you anticipate from the race at Milwaukee this year?
I think it'll be great. Bob Sargent from Track Enterprises. Bob and I had been talking for the last couple of years about going there. Honestly, we've never ran on anything bigger than Raceway Park, 0.686 miles. And so before Steve and I would commit to taking our teams up to Milwaukee, we just wanted to make sure that it was the right fit. And that we didn't do something to take a step backwards. We wanted to make sure, first off and foremost, it's about safety of our drivers, and two, about putting on a good show for the fans. So, Ron Draggers and ARCA and Bob was kind enough to give us some practice time during the ARCA weekend there last August. So I took Jason Clevenger, Tom Gosser Jr., and Chris Jennings up there, and my wife Linda and I went up there with Ron and Bob, and we ran a test, and our drivers loved the track. Bassett Wheels and Hoosier Tire was good with the tires and the wheel situation on the test. Bob Sargent thought it was very racy of our drivers. And, our drivers, Tom Gosser, as you know, you've had him on the show before. Tom's usually kind of quiet. First thing Tom said when he got out of the car is, Dan, I don't care what we have to take off the schedule. You've got to put us on the schedule for Milwaukee next year. So we were concerned about the speeds. It is fast, especially going into 1 and 3. But it drives a lot like Raceway Park. It's very wide and it's forgiving. So I think we're going to have a great car count. I will honestly be disappointed if we're less than 50 cars there. And I think you're going to see some great racing out of our VCTS drivers as always.
Well, I think we will this Sunday afternoon, too, at Shady Bowl. It'll be the Vors Compact Touring Series on the CRA Street Stocks and CRA Late Model Sportsman. Dan, we appreciate you so much. Wish you the best of luck this season, and can't wait to watch those compacts this year.
Well, Alan and Jess, thank you again. Patrick, everybody, Mark, Emily, everybody at Racing America, thank you for what you do for grassroots racing and VCTS.
Well, thank you, Dan. And, of course, you'll check that out here in Racing America. But if you can make it in person, be sure to check out Shady Bowl if you're out there in Ohio and ready to watch some great racing. When we come back, we're going to talk about some great racing in the South coming up this weekend. Gio Ruggiero, he'll join us to talk about Port Hill and the SA Southern Super Series after this.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
Oh my God!
You can watch it all only on Racing America.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Hey, I'm Austin Dillon, and you're watching Racing America.
Welcome back to the Bullring, presented by HMS Motorsport. Alan Dietz and Jess Ballard here with you this afternoon. And of course, one of the great races you'll be able to watch this weekend on Racing America will be the Georgia Spring Nationals for the ASA Southern Series, and one of the drivers to watch will be Gio Ruggiero. Gio joining us now. And Gio, busy day for you out at the go-kart track, I understand.
Yeah, I just got back from testing at GoPro Motorplex with everybody from Toyota Racing.
Well, that sounds like the kind of fun I used to could do. I don't know if I could last.
Yeah, I'd love to see you get in a go-kart.
It'd be even more fun seeing me get out of one. So you move up to supers this year. Had a great year last year, I think, in pro late models. In this learning process, in this shift from pros to supers, what are you learning right now? What are the differences that you see?
The biggest thing is, the races are a lot longer, so you really got to take care of your equipment, and be there at the end of each race. Obviously, there's a lot longer, green flag runs too. So just tire management is a big deal in supers, obviously.
I wanted to go back to the go-karts for a second. So we always talk about iRacing and how that can be great practice. So was this a Toyota team outing for fun, or was it do you guys go for legitimate practice?
Yeah, we usually go every Tuesday out at GoPro and practice. It's a great tool. Definitely helps. Helps me kind of prepare and get some experience for road course racing.
How competitive is it when you guys are out there?
It can be pretty competitive when we start racing each other, but it's a lot of fun too. So I enjoy it.
When you head to Watermelon Capital this weekend, based on the experience that you've had at Watermelon, you go there with a great team in Donnie Wilson Motorsport, and we've seen everything that they've done the last couple of years. How do you get around that racetrack? We know that you got to have something left there at the end, but what's the best way to get around Watermelon Capital?
It's a little bit different of a track. Obviously, there's no wall on the backstretch, which, I kind of ran into last time we were there. But biggest thing is staying on the track, obviously.
That's what I tell Jess all the time.
Don't go out picking watermelons in the watermelon field.
No.
Well, when you make the jump to the bigger car, to supers, we always talk about, seat time and running races, and that's really the key. And it seems like the Toyota program, they really like to keep their drivers on the track.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, do you know what your full schedule is for 2023 yet, or are you still piecing that together?
Still piecing some things together, but for supers, mostly we're going to be running the ASA series, some Southern Super Series races. We just ran the Rattler, which was an SRL race, but most of the big super races. Really excited and looking forward to running ASA, because I enjoyed the first race a lot, so I think the next one's gonna be good too.
Well, Gio, you're in a great spot. I know it's been a busy day for you, and I definitely appreciate you setting aside a little bit of time for us. Good luck this weekend, and when you get that first win in a super, I'll be texting you again.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, that's Giovanni Ruggiero, and Gio, we saw him show up a couple of years in a pro late model and didn't know a lot about this kid from Massachusetts, and then he goes out there, he wins the Show Me the Money title last year in the pro, and he's steadily been fast in everything we've seen him in.
Yeah, it was kind of one of those deals where you're like, oh, who is this kid? And then by the end of that season, you're like, I am very aware of who this is.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I think we'll see good things out of him this weekend at Watermelon Capital. Another race we'll be watching this weekend, it'll be the Apple Cup out in Washington State. The Northwest Super Late Model Series presented by Race Cows will be there. Joining us next, Haeden Plybon. He'll be one to watch.
Get ready, race fans! America's favorite short track roars back to life Saturday, April 1st for 119 years of auto racing at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, featuring all 7 local divisions: Pro Late Models, Limited Late Models, Street Stock, Pure Stocks, Test Doctor Front Runners, United States Air Force Legends, and Murfreesboro Fence Bandoleros, battling it out on both the quarter-mile and 5/8 mile tracks. Tickets are $15 at the gate, or you can purchase in advance online for just $12. Kids, tickets are just $5. For more information and tickets, visit NashvilleFairgroundsSpeedway.racing.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance, the highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Oh my God.
And you can watch it all only on Racing America.
I've had a lot of, I think all drivers have their fair share of memories at short tracks where they all grew up on. I'd say probably my first super late model win, I was probably 14, 15 years old at the time. And it was in Dillon, South Carolina. And that place was pretty neat because those races are 150 laps and your tires are really soft. And so you're pretty much riding around for like half the race trying to save your tires. And I remember we rode around the whole race, and at one point I almost went a lap down, just riding around. And then it was time to go. And we pretty much drove all the way, 3/4 of a lap around, passed the leader with 10 to go, and ended up winning the race. So that was pretty cool, and it was my first super late model win. So that was pretty neat in the fashion that we did it.
Glad to have you back here with us on the Bullring, presented by HMS Motorsport. Alan and Jess here with you this afternoon, and we've talked about what a busy weekend it's going to be here on Racing America. And I would say pretty much around the country, a lot of racetracks get started on this first weekend in April, including the Northwest Super Late Model Series by Race Cows. They've got their brand new sponsor, Race Cows, this year.
Woohoo.
And joining us now is Haeden Plybon. He'll be in action at Tri-City Raceway coming up this weekend. Haeden, thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Yep, thank you guys for having me.
Well, what are your expectations heading into Tri-City? I know that structurally they've had to do a lot of work there around the racetrack due to a windstorm they had there in November, but for drivers, that place is always a handful.
Yeah, it's definitely a different track. I enjoy driving on it, though. It's got a lot of character, and it's really fun. It's nothing like anything else we have around here, so it's always a good time going there.
For those who have not been to the track, I've never been to that track, or have not driven on the track, you say it has a lot of character. Describe it for us.
Well, it's weird. It's like a tri-oval, but it's got a long 1 to 2, and then it's got a whole different cornering into 3 and 4, if you'd call it that.
I mean, it's really a triangle.
Yeah, basically. But you're on the gas like almost the entire time. I mean, you let off a little bit going into 1, and then you're basically, if you want to be fast, you're full throttle all the way into 3 again, and you're only off it for just a split second. So.
And we've talked about it before to folks that may be familiar with the old Concord Speedway here in North Carolina, which was also triangular. Granted, Preston Peltier, he's raced at both racetracks, and he said they don't drive alike, but they are shaped alike. What do you feel like is the key at a racetrack like Tri-City that is so oddly shaped?
I'd say just momentum and just keeping your corner speed up to where you can get that straightaway speed. Because if you don't get out of the corner, you're not going to have that speed you need at the end of the corner. So just momentum. Basically.
And it really, I mean, and again, I'm kind of going off of my experience at Concord, but from what I remember, I mean, if you screw one corner up, it can mess a whole lap or two up because you kind of got to get back in that rhythm.
Yeah, definitely got to get in that rhythm and stay in that rhythm at that place.
Well, Concord was gone before my time.
No, it wasn't. You just didn't go.
Well, when did it shut down?
Maybe before your late model time.
Well, anyway, speaking of
not your compact time,
my late model time. Well, speaking of late models, I mean, there has been a lot of change in the late model world across all the different divisions. A lot of important people with connections getting involved in the sport. We've seen these new national tours. We've seen a lot of tracks and series like really put more effort into the marketing side and kind of building up their events. What's your opinion on the state of late model racing right now?
I think it's growing back to kind of how it used to be. I mean, it died for a little bit, I feel like, over around here at least. And then these last couple of years, it's definitely picked up, and I feel like they're getting a good set of rules to where you could actually travel more and go out to other races around the country without having to do too many changes, I mean. But I feel like it's growing for sure, and they're definitely going in the right direction personally.
Well, Haeden's exactly right, especially in the Northwest when NASCAR left. I mean, super late model racing in that part of the country really dipped down, and I think that they've had to overcome a lot more in some ways than other parts of the country. But you got race cows coming on board this year with the Northwest Super Late Model Series, which again you'll be able to see this weekend at Tri-City Raceway. But also, I saw recently you've got a new association with Toyota now, and we're going to see a lot of Toyotas on those 55s this year.
Yeah, they came on board for that Tri-Cities race this weekend. It's kind of like their local dealership, but it's still a really cool opportunity. And we're hoping to see if they can maybe help us out for a little bit more throughout the year and try and build a relationship with them. But it's definitely cool for them to come on board for this weekend.
I know you came down for the Derby last year down at Pensacola. Any other opportunities this year for you to venture out of the Northwest any?
I think we plan on going to the Derby again and give another shot. I don't know what races. We might do a couple SRL races and just kind of see what we have time for and what we want to go do. We kind of just go do whatever we'd like to, which is the best part about not committing to a series. But I think we're going to run the full Northwest Super Late Model Tour. I guess we are kind of committing to that. But yeah, we'll kind of just run whatever we want, and I hope we get to travel a little bit.
Well, I can promise you, again, the Northwest, the West Coast in general, doesn't get quite as much exposure maybe as some of the other parts of the country, but anybody you talk to up in that Northwest, they always mention Haeden, and I'm sure you're going to be up front this weekend at Tri-City. Best of luck this weekend, and I'm sure that this will not be the last time we talk this year.
Yep. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you having me on.
All right. That's Haeden Plybon, and as we said, you'll be able to see him this weekend, the Apple Cup at Tri-City Raceway for the Northwest Super Late Model Series presented by Race Cows. Another race you'll be able to watch this weekend will be the Icebreaker at Thompson Speedway up in Connecticut. Late models on Saturday, modifieds on Sunday. We'll talk to Derek Griffith about it when we come back.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
Hey gang, join Scott Hansen, myself, and a host of other drivers on what will be the largest short track party at sea. Sail Eastern Caribbean on the Norwegian Encore January 7th to the 14th of 2024. Enjoy unlimited drinks, a special question and answer session, and have a chance at racing Scott and myself on the GoPro track. Call Market Memories Travel at 262-527-1341 or visit mymmtravel.com and click on the link to Bickle's Bon Voyage link for information.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
I'm Derek Griffith, and you're watching Racing America.
Welcome back to the Bullring presented by HMS Motorsport. Alan and Jess here with you. And if you're looking for great racing equipment, the folks at HMS Motorsport are the way to go. They got locations here in North Carolina and Danvers, Massachusetts, not far from where our next guest is from. That's Derek Griffith, and Derek will be racing this weekend at Thompson Speedway in Connecticut as part of the Icebreaker. Saturday with the past super late models, and then on Sunday afternoon, the tour type modifieds. They'll race for $10,000 to win. It's good to see you, Derek. I know last year was an interesting year for you. You got the Xfinity opportunity, but just did not have the luck with the late model last year.
Yeah, man. And just first off, happy to be here for sure.
We hadn't forgotten about you.
Yeah, I just haven't been able to be on for anything good is the only thing. But man, it's just last year, it seemed like the luck just killed us everywhere it could. I mean, I've been fortunate enough where we had a long streak of having very little silly things happen to us. And finally, I think it all caught up to us at once. And I mean, man, last year, everything that could happen happened, between breaking rear ends to flipping over in a wreck and getting wrecked in the lead and, man, a distributor break-in. You name it, it happened to us last year. So it was a little bit of a heartbreaking year, but I guess we'll all have years like that, and I was due for one.
Oh yeah, it happened.
Well, I'm just going to completely divert this conversation. I would consider you actually very lucky. Congratulations on the engagement.
Thank you so much.
We were actually talking off air about we were wedding planning, basically, weren't we?
Oh yeah, we're getting it down pat. It's going to be a very crazy wedding, or we're eloping. That's going to be it, one or the other.
And something tells me it's probably going to be after Snowball Derby and before New Smyrna. So we're thinking somewhere in December or January, maybe.
That could be it. I want to do it in Florida. If I'm going to do it anywhere, I'd like to do it down there because It's nice down there. We still got snow up here, so I'm not really looking forward to doing anything up here.
Well, I just love to chat with drivers about that side of their life, because I know that when you race as much as you do, and a lot of these guys do, I mean, it really takes up your whole life. It's all consuming, and to have a partner that is supportive of that, I'm basically giving myself a pat on the back through this, but truly finding someone that's supportive and is kind of your rock through all of that is really important.
Of course, yeah. And we've been together almost 5 years now, and I met her through racing against her brother. And at the time, she wasn't a huge race fan per se, but she definitely has been a huge help to me in every aspect of life. So I'm really lucky to get married to her and spend the rest of my life with her, hopefully. And I think we're gonna tear it up and have a lot of fun. I know that.
Please show Jess's face.
I'm teary.
What was the one you were doing?
I had actual tears. All right, back to the racing.
Right,
ask him something about race cars.
Let's let Jess compose herself, and we'll shift to this weekend at Thompson. First off, tell me about the car that you're taking, and what is it like to race a super late model at a place like Thompson?
Oh man, Thompson's got to be one of my favorite racetracks. It's just a place that I don't know how else to explain it other than you just got to like throw away the fear you have of tearing something up or overdriving, and you just got to like kind of just do it. Like you just got to sail it off in there as hard as you possibly can and hope it sticks and get it turned and get it pointed up off. It's a really, really cool racetrack. We're bringing our car that we ran at Berlin last year that had a ton of speed, but we had some bad luck and it needed some work that was completed by King Motorsports up in Canada. So I can't thank Andrew and those guys enough for helping us out a little bit this year, getting that thing going. I think it's going to be a rocket ship. So as long as we come out of the gate, all right. Hopefully we'll carry some momentum this year and get back going how we were 2 years ago.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Real quick before we let you go, I do want to get your thought. I know when people talk about these national series that are going this year, you've obviously won the past national championship a couple of times, but you to me are that name out of New England that people think in the right circumstances could be involved in something like this. How would it have to work for you and your team to be a part of it?
I think the biggest reason probably why we haven't been dabbling a little bit into it at the beginning of this year is really just recovery from last year mostly. And then Speed Weeks this year was not good to us too. So we're just trying to play recovery and kind of get back going in the right direction. As far as us being able to run either one of those series, we're kind of, I'd say we're watching and seeing the choices being made and the steps that are, being done to put on a good show and treat the racers good. Because we want to race we do this for fun. I mean, at the end of the day, the money is awesome. If you can go and chase some money and get money back or make a little bit of money at the races, that's awesome. You have to win to do that, of course. But man, we just want to dabble into the races that we know we can run good at and feel at home at. And I mean, I've talked to both of the new national series directors and all the people involved, and they both seem like great options. But we're kind of letting stuff play out for a little while before we commit to anything. And then, like I said, Sue, we're just recovering. So as long as we're running good here mid-year, I expect to see us probably at some of those national races and chasing some of those big wins again.
Well, I appreciate you joining us today. Good luck this weekend at Thompson.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me on. Hopefully, maybe we'll be talking again next week if we run good.
It's a date. If you win, we'll have you back on. Another race this weekend will be the season opener at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. We'll talk to Scott Menlen after this.
It's got to be the wildest ride in the world.
That is your whole being in that moment is to do as good as you can.
I'm a racer, and that's what I do, and that's what you do.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
Get ready, race fans! America's favorite short track roars back to life Saturday, April 1st for 119 years of auto racing at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, featuring all 7 local divisions: Pro Late Models, Limited Late Models, Street Stock, Pure Stocks, Test Doctor Front Runners, United States Air Force Legends, and Murfreesboro Fence Bandoleros, battling it out on both the quarter-mile and 5/8 mile tracks. Tickets are $15 at the gate, or you can purchase in advance online for just $12. Kids, tickets are just $5. For more information and tickets, visit NashvilleFairgroundsSpeedway.racing.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. Live short track racing. Exclusive team content.
I bet, that's what they all say.
Any NASCAR fan is really a short track fan at heart.
Behind the scenes access. From grassroots to NASCAR, join us at the home for race fans everywhere. Racing America, it's in our DNA.
Well, as part of this busy weekend here on Racing America, we'll kick our coverage off from Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway with their season opener. Joining us now from Track Enterprises is Scott Menlen. And Scott, first off, thanks for joining us today. I know for all the folks in Nashville, things are kind of somber with everything that happened yesterday or earlier this week, but hopefully this weekend will be a diversion for some folks at the fairgrounds.
Yeah, well, thank you first off for having me. It's been a little bit of a tough week, but we're, of course, our thoughts and prayers are with everybody affected in and around town. But here at the fairgrounds, we're working on opening night, and we've got a busy weekend ahead of us. So we're looking forward to getting out on the racetrack and having a good program for everybody in the community.
So something special for this weekend is we have a 119 lap race. Can you tell us what that's all about?
Yeah, so last year it was a 118. This year it's a 119 for Pro Late Models. So we're celebrating our 119th year of auto racing here at the fairgrounds, which is pretty cool to be a part of. So we thought that'd be a good way to kick off the year with something different. And so the race format will be a little bit different too. Typically for our Pro Late Model division here, it's 100 lap races, but 119 will count cautions in the first 100, but you can't lose a lap under yellow. And then the final 19 laps will be green flag racing all the way to the finish. So I think it's going to be pretty fun. It was a real good race last year, and all the stars of the Nashville Pro Late Model division will be out here in action, from the Jackson Boones and Chase Johnson, Hunter Wright, Fetcho, Schaffer, Carson Brown's coming up in a Rackley car with Dawson Sutton, and so it should be a pretty good show.
You know, in 6 years, do you know how many laps that race will be?
No.
125. Because that's plus a.
Well, I understood. I couldn't do the math in my head. That's more than.
No, I'm just a little trick question there for you. You guys, you were a part of the ASA Stars National race at Five Flags. In the post-mortem out of that race in the last couple of weeks, do you see any changes going into the next race? What do you feel like you guys learned? Because I will just tell you, you know, what you mentioned about counting the caution laps in the first 100 laps. I think especially when you get on those bigger racetracks like Nashville and some of those other racetracks, that if you're going to run extended lap races, you almost have to count those caution laps, because if you don't, it allows those guys to just kind of cruise and hang back and not have that much of an emphasis on hey, we got to go, and we got to go now.
Well, we've done a lot of debriefing and a lot of meetings since the ASA Stars National Tour opener at Pensacola, and had a lot of communication with the race teams as well. That was something that was very important to us, making sure that we got that feedback. So we are looking at some adjustments for the next Stars Tour race, which is up at Madison, May 7th. You know, one thing for me specifically, my opinion, I know I expected a little bit of a cleaner race in Pensacola because the quality of the field was great, the quality of drivers and teams and cars. And so I don't think we expected that many caution flags. And so that combined with the format made for a bit of a long evening down there. So there's probably going to be some adjustments made as we move forward, and we're working through those now, and we should have some information coming out pretty quick on that. But it made for a lot of highlights, but it's certainly, like you kind of alluded to, Alan, it went on a little longer than what we were looking for.
Well, Scott, I really appreciate you sharing that with us, because I know I'm super interested in hearing what the ASA leadership is thinking about, everything that we saw and what's next. And, because I talk to my friends who are on the teams and they're the racers, but I want to know the guys that are in charge, what they're thinking. So we appreciate that. And that's a perspective that I really like to have on the show. I wanted to go back to Nashville, though. To me, we have all these traveling tours, all these series, but we have a lot of great, local racing. But to me, Nashville has the best local program. Like, I'm not from Nashville, and I live quite far from Nashville, but I'm always wanting to tune in and keep up on y'all's local racing. Why do you think that is?
It's literally 2 tracks in one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're 2 totally different racetracks: big, fast, high bank 5/8 mile and a little flat quarter mile. But you're right. We've got an incredible local racing program here, and we're certainly fortunate to have that. I think 119 years worth of auto racing here has a lot to do with that. And second and third and fourth generation racers that are out here still participating. The community is behind the racetrack in a lot of regards. There's a lot of roots here. It's been a part of Nashville for a very long time. So I think it's a special place to race. We all here in the office feel very privileged to have the opportunity to be here and be a part of the management team at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway and serve the community in that capacity. But I think the culture here, and everybody who races here is very passionate about it, very dedicated to not just the fairgrounds, but the sport of auto racing in general. And so for me, it's a privilege to be a part of the group and the racing community here in Nashville. And I think the fans are treated to a pretty good show on Saturday night, because our pro division, for 3 years now, we've had full fields consistently. We race about once a month here, and every Saturday night that we're racing, we've got full fields, 100 lap pro late models, and then good car count on our quarter mile division. And one of the things I think to me is encouraging is our Murfreesboro Fence Bandoleros. We just brought Bandoleros back when we got here 4 years ago, and that class has grown year after year. And then the U.S. Air Force Legend Cars has really grown, where we're doing 2 features for Legend Cars now, and we're able to kind of split them up into the 2 divisions, which and still have full fields and good racing. So the youth here in Nashville, that next generation is coming through, and I think we're going to see that as they move up to the limited late models and pro late models. So we're certainly encouraged and proud of the racing program that we have here, and looking forward to getting all started again Saturday night.
Well, you got to check out Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. If you go to visit Nashville, it's right outside of downtown. We'll have you covered from this weekend all the way through to the All-American 400 in November. Scott, good luck this weekend and this year, and let us know if you need anything.
All right. Thank you, guys, for all that you do, and looking forward to another great season of racing.
All right. That's Scott Menlen from Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Be sure to check that out this weekend. And when we come back, we are going to look at the NASCAR Cup Series with Toby Christie.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Get ready, race fans! America's favorite short track roars back to life Saturday, April 1st for 119 years of auto racing at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, featuring all 7 local divisions: Pro Late Models, Limited Late Models, Street Stocks, Pure Stocks, Test Doctor Front Runners, United States Air Force Legends, and Murfreesboro Fence Bandoleros, battling it out on both the quarter-mile and 5/8-mile tracks. Tickets are $15 at the gate, or you can purchase in advance online for just $12. Kids, tickets are just $5. For more information and tickets, visit NashvilleFairgroundsSpeedway.racing.
Welcome back to the Bullring, presented by HMS Motorsport. Alan and Jess are here with you, and we're being joined now by Toby Christie as the road to the Cup continues this weekend to Richmond Raceway. First off, Toby, thanks for joining us. Coming out of COTA, the new short track package, road course package, based on what you saw at COTA, first off, was it a good race? Second, what do you think we'll see at Richmond?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I think, honestly, the short track package was perfect for the majority of that race. Obviously, we had some late race cautions, which really set things up and made a garbage fest of a bunch of crashing towards the end. But without that, I think that was an amazing race. I'm really encouraged by what I saw with the package, and I think going forward at the road courses that I think that's a really, really good package. We saw plenty of passing for the lead between Reddick and William Byron. Lots of mixing it up throughout the pack. Of course, once tempers and patience got thin at the end, we saw people just kind of run through each other. But up until that happened, I felt like we had a really good race.
Speaking of Road to Cup, Travis spotted this weekend at COTA.
Oh yeah, I saw he was there.
He went, and I'm sure whatever the lowest man on the totem pole was, he spotted. But he was telling me that the crowd there was like something he had never seen before in his life. Like, there's just an astronomical amount of people.
Yeah, it seems like, with all the amenities and stuff they have on location there at COTA, and all the awesome different entertainment things they were kind of bringing to the facility, that people kind of showed up in droves. I know the people over in Austin love that racetrack. I know when F1's in town, they definitely come out in full force. I know they usually have a lot of high-end, just kind of popular pop culture bands and stuff like that for those events. But it was cool to see a really good turnout for COTA as well for NASCAR.
Yeah, and I think that we've clearly seen here over the last 3 years that this was the right move by Speedway Motorsports to move this date from Texas Motor Speedway and work in conjunction with the folks at COTA to have this race. And I think for the most part, I think it's been a success.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. The track is picturesque when you look at it on TV. It looks awesome. It puts on a really good show. This new package, again, put on an even better show than what we saw in the past anyway. So I really like what we're seeing there. I agree with you that SMI definitely made a really good move by taking that Texas Motor Speedway date and moving it to COTA, especially with the product we've had at Texas Motor Speedway the last few years. I feel like the timing was perfect, and they made the right call. Then you factor in they've got North Wilkesboro coming up for the All-Star race, and I really like the moves that SMI starting to make.
Speaking of North Wilkesboro, it's almost like this was planned, and it wasn't. But speaking of North Wilkesboro, couple of days of cup testing there last week, and we have actually got some footage that we can show the folks now from our friends at Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing. I believe this is on board with Chris Buescher. What kind of feedback have you heard from the drivers that tested there, and kind of what are the expectations that you have as we look towards that All-Star race here in a little less than 2 months?
I think the takeaway is that the surface is in much better shape than anybody ever thought it was. I know we've had some late model races and stuff like that since they kind of brought it back, and things went off without a hitch there. But I think people were still expecting some kind of an issue there once NASCAR kind of came to town for Wilkesboro. But from everything I've heard, I think the tires and everything are holding up fine, even though the track is very abrasive. Obviously, it's gonna wear through tires, but I think things are holding up pretty well, which I think is impressing everybody, and I think it's going to put on a pretty good show.
Well, I think it's going to be an amazing week with ASA super late models there on Tuesday, cars late models and pro late models on Wednesday, trucks on Friday, and then the All-Star race on Saturday. The new buildings and grandstands. I think it's just going to be a sight to behold. Toby,
by the way, Alan,
yeah,
we've got so many people that are trying to run that dang truck race. How many entries do you think we're going to have for that thing?
I don't know. I mean, it's we're seeing it with the late models too, with Kevin Harvick, and I think Dale Earnhardt Jr. may end up running it, and I just think that's going to be an amazing week. And last year was a racetrack revival, and kind of like revivals in religion, this is almost going to be like the next part of that revival. I think it's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm excited for it. And I also kind of like this week we got rid of the stage cautions too. I thought that was a really cool kind of throwback to the old days as well. So yeah, Wilkesboro coming back. We've got no stage cautions at road courses. Things are starting to look a little bit more like what we used to know.
Well, the main thing is that NASCAR is not putting itself in a box, and they're willing to say, all right, let's try and do something different. And I think that's working out for the best. Toby, look forward to seeing what you got for us at Richmond this weekend, and I know we'll be catching up again here soon.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks again, guys, for having me on anytime, and it's always fun talking to you guys.
All right, that's Toby Christie. Be sure to check out TobyChristie.com for more. When we come back, we'll get you ready for this busy weekend here on Racing America.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. Live short track racing. Exclusive team content.
I bet, that's what they all say.
Any NASCAR fan is really a short track fan at heart.
Behind the scenes access. From grassroots to NASCAR, join us at the home for race fans everywhere. Racing America, it's in our DNA.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
Hey gang, join Scott Hansen, myself, and a host of other drivers on what will be the largest short track party at sea. Sail Eastern Caribbean on the Norwegian Encore January 7th to the 14th of 2024. Enjoy unlimited drinks, a special question and answer session, and have a chance at racing Scott and myself on the go-kart track. Call Market Memories Travel at 262-527-1341 or visit mymmtravel.com and click on the link to Bickle's Bon Voyage link for information.
Ready to take your brand to the next level? At Victory Lane Design, we can help. If you are looking for a professional website, cutting-edge logo, a hero card that separates you from the pack, or video production to keep you connected with your fans, then check out VictoryLaneDesign.com, where winning counts.
Well, as we mentioned, it's going to be a busy weekend here on Racing America and in racing in general. Talked about the Cup Series being at Richmond Raceway this weekend along with the NASCAR Xfinity Series. The NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour is going to kick their season off there as well. We were able to talk to a couple of drivers down at New Smyrna. Here's what they had to say.
We're going to run the first couple races on the tour. I think we go down to Richmond and got some southern races. But, anytime you can race at a NASCAR facility, it's freaking awesome. So to be going back down there again and, Martinsville and Loudon, it's awesome to go to those tracks. So looking forward to that one and hopefully starting our year off right.
Yeah, absolutely. We ran really good there last year. That's probably the closest we've been to picking up a trophy on the Wheeling Tour. So nervous and excited, I guess, at the same time. You never know. You can go back there, the same thing, and be terrible, and have it have been luck last year, or we can go back there and be really good again. So fingers crossed, gonna dot our I's, cross our T's, and hopefully we can be up front again there this year.
But, Jess, that is not all. I think we've done a pretty good job of covering everywhere that we're going to be at this weekend. ASA Southern Super Series, technically I guess it would be their third race of the season because
I'm having trouble now keeping track of the different. It's good, but it's confusing.
All the best super late models in the South are going to be at Watermelon Capital Speedway on Saturday. I say it's race 3 because they started the season at New Smyrna in February. The first ASA national race, also a Southern Super Series race, and then this being race number 3. Bubba Pollard, Casey Roderick, the Donnie Wilson cars. Who else? There's several more drivers that are expected to be there this
who's
weekend.
Who.
Yes.
The usual suspects.
Yes, and we'll have all that for you for subscribers here on Racing America this weekend. As Scott Menlen mentioned, huge fields expected at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway on Saturday as well for the Pro Late Models being the featured race. And then on Sunday, in addition to the second day of the Icebreaker, we go to a place that you know well for the Vors Compact Touring Series, CRA Street Stocks and CRA Late Model Sportsman, Shady Bowl Speedway in Ohio, which if you've never been there or you've never seen it on Racing America, you got to
check it out.
It is a cool little racetrack.
There's a song by Scott McElwain, who's a racing photographer, called Shady Bowl, and he describes it very well in that song. I suggest you go listen to it. He describes it as what does he say? Something about a toilet bowl, which is accurate. Yeah, it's a neat little track.
Yeah.
And it's out in the middle of like a cornfield. It's got like a stream going through it.
Yeah, it's up and down and all kinds of different ways. And as I said, we've been able to be there for several years now, and we've really enjoyed those races at Shady Bowl. So check all that out on Racing America. If you haven't purchased your pay-per-view coverage of the Icebreaker, go ahead and do that now as well at racingamerica.tv. That gets you caught up on where we'll be this weekend. We'll wrap it up after this.
Get ready, race fans! America's favorite short track roars back to life Saturday, April 1st for 119 years of auto racing at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, featuring all 7 local divisions: Pro Late Models, Limited Late Models, Street Stock, Pure Stocks, Test Doctor Front Runners, United States Air Force Legends, and Murfreesboro Fence Bandoleros, battling it out on both the quarter-mile and 5/8 mile tracks. Tickets are $15 at the gate, or you can purchase in advance online for just $12. Kids, tickets are just $5. For more information and tickets, visit NashvilleFairgroundsSpeedway.racing.
Oh my God.
You can watch it all only on Racing America.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
Well, the white flag is out. Final lap here on the Bullring. We want to thank all of our guests once again, including Dan Redmond, Gio Ruggiero, Haeden Plybon, Derek Griffith, Scott Menlen, and Toby Christie. As we mentioned, go to Racing America. Lots of races this weekend on RacingAmerica.tv for subscribers, and that pay-per-view coverage from the Icebreaker in Thompson. Like it?
It was great.
Yes.
You told me we were in and out really quick this segment, so I'm trying to save you time.
Check out Jess Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Cars Tour Weekly right back here on Racing America. For Jess Ballard, I'm Alan Dietz saying so long. I'll see you next week here on the Bullring.
Get ready, race fans! America's favorite short track roars back to life Saturday, April 1st for 119 years of auto racing at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, featuring all 7 local divisions: Pro Late Models, Limited Late Models, Street Stock, Pure Stocks, Test Doctor Front Runners, United States Air Force Legends, and Murfreesboro Fence Bandoleros, battling it out on both the quarter-mile and 5/8 mile tracks. Tickets are $15 at the gate, or you can purchase in advance online for just $12. Kids, tickets are just $5. For more information and tickets, visit NashvilleFairgroundsSpeedway.racing.
Hey gang, join Scott Hansen, myself, and a host of other drivers on what will be the largest short track party at sea. Sail Eastern Caribbean on the Norwegian Encore January 7th to the 14th of 2024. Enjoy unlimited drinks, a special question and answer session, and have a chance at racing Scott and myself on the go-kart track. Call Market Memories Travel at 262-527-1341 or visit mymmtravel.com and click on the link to Bickle's Bon Voyage link for information.
Believe it. Right now, racing, in my opinion, is as healthy as it's been in the last 15 to 20 years.
Just wanting to make that first lap.
Oh my God.
can watch it all